Warning: some language in this presentation may be too strong for young children. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the July 9th, 2022 installment of Justice and Fairness in Policing. Even though it has been a few months since my last installment, I have not been idle. The quest for justice and fairness requires indefatigable energy, networking with people of influence, and listening to the incessant wailings of those who can find neither fairness nor justice in their encounters with law enforcement. What most people seldom hear are the muffled pleas from police officers and others involved in law enforcement who see injustices within their ranks, dutifully expose those injustices, and then they are marginalized and punished for doing their sworn duty. Now, those of you who have taken the time to read my autobiography, The Long Blue Walk, My Journey as a Philly Cop, recall a confrontation I had with my coworkers in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's 5th Police District. It occurred early in the morning as we were reporting off from our midnight to 8 a.m. shift. As we gathered outside the police station, a conversation was brought up about the leader of a burglary ring, whose name was Rocky Barba. Because Rocco Barba's burglary operation was headquartered in a restaurant on my patrol sector, I stated that I was determined to arrest Barba for his crimes. An officer with less than 2 years on the job responded, "If you're going to lock up Rocky, you're going to have to lock up half the cops in the 5th District." My response was quick and direct. Any cop who gets in my way will get arrested too. You can be a cop or a crook, but you cannot be both. That statement is in quotes. I gathered a huge amount of evidence against not only Rocky, but also my commander and several police officers and police supervisors who were either active parts of this burglary ring, received goods from this burglary ring, or actively protected the operators of this ring. I twice turned all of my information into the Police Internal Affairs Bureau. Each time, their findings were that my complaints were unfounded. Each time, I was subjected to daily harassment and intimidation designed to either force me to resign or commit an error in judgment that could result in termination. I was unyielding. I gave my information to a law enforcement task force that consummated the arrest and conviction of Rocco Barba. I have related my story because honorable police officers today remain caught in the blue web of deceit and intimidation that protects corrupt cops and punishes those police officers who expose them. Police officers engaged in criminal behavior are less than corrupt cops. More accurately, they are criminals masquerading as police officers. That not only taints the guilty police departments, and they are many, but also denies the public protective and unbiased law enforcement. This has persisted in America for years. Today, we have an opportunity to change that. Congressman Gerald Connolly, I'll repeat that, Congressman Gerald Connolly, Democrat from Virginia, has introduced H.R. Bill 6762 to the United States Congress. This bill sets standards for best practice whistleblower rights to shield law enforcement officers against retaliation for exposing corrupt and immoral behavior within their ranks. This is how we fight the blue wall of silence. That blue wall has protected everything from petty thefts to murder. That is not an exaggeration. Were it not for video evidence secured by a 17-year-old bystander, the murder of George Floyd would have been written off as an accidental death. House Resolution 6762 is necessary to protect those officers dedicated to protecting the public from criminality, even when that criminality is committed by men and women who are police officers. This is an imperative. This bill must be supported by every citizen and legislator who believes in both supporting police officers and holding police officers accountable. I'm not speaking of exposing police officers who make small errors in judgment. Yes, there needs to be accountability for those errors. I am speaking of police officers who dedicate themselves to using their badges to shield them from criminal prosecution. Please contact your congressional representative and hold them accountable for supporting H.R. 6762. This bill must become law of our land. Protect those who want to protect you. They must be free of fear of retaliation, which can be severe and career-threatening. How severe? My entire department in Philadelphia was focused on finding a way to get rid of me by any means necessary. It was reported to me that the first words Staff Inspector Lucas, that's his real name, of the Internal Affairs Bureau, uttered to my commander, Stanley Greenfield, also his real name, "How do we get rid of this motherfucker?" Talking about me. Crude, base, and typical of the mentality that still exists today in far too many police departments. In my case, the harassment lasted long after my 25-year career. It forced me to move from Philadelphia. I beg you to contact your congressional representative and ask them to support H.R. 6762. That's H.R. 6762. Ask them to co-sponsor the bill. In that way, you are helping to keep your community safer by protecting those who are sincerely protecting you. Thank you.